They really want you, they really do. Wednesday, September 6, 2000. Where's your new book? A small voice asked from behind me. I'm standing outside Fallout Records and Books in the Capitol Hill section of Seattle, smoking a cigarette and checking out the gathering crowd. I turn around and she's just adorable. Black beret, black hair, exotic almond eyes, and a mouth that's fixed in a permanent half-pout, half-grin configuration, suggesting that her teenage braces might have come off just a bit early. If that isn't girlish enough, she doesn't wear a stitch of makeup. She looks like a mix between a Parisian schoolgirl and a Baader-Meinhof terrorist, some kind of stunning, juvenile, delinquent getaway driver. I just stare back at her, struck at how beautiful she is. Beautiful and disinterested in me. Her eyes keep darting away. She won't even look me in the eye. But she's expecting an answer. There's a determined way about her. She sucks on her old gold filter 100, an impatience that begs, just tell me where to get your new book so I can get it, go home and read it. Her question rings entirely functional, void of any invitation. Just my luck. Who are you? I ask, not wanting to let her get away. I have to slow it down, knowing if I give her an easy answer, she'll take it and leave. There's something extremely fleeting about her, elusive, ephemeral, impermanent, brief. Shannon, she says, looking me straight in the eye for the first time. They're killer. Shannon what, I asked. Shannon McNamara. Her name fits the Irish Catholic bad girl fantasy standing before me, smoking in the girls' lab, drinking rum in the cemetery under a full moon, French kissing behind the Dairy Queen, breaking windows and running from the cops, hysterical laughter, going to second base in the field behind the church parking lot, ID bracelets, passing love notes in study hall, detention, trouble, marry me. I'm still staring. Great name is about all I can manage. So where's your new book, she asks again, referring to the other Hollywood, the uncensored oral history of the porn film industry, the porn book, which I've been working on for 4 years. It's not finished yet, I tell her, but I'm going to read a chapter from it today about John Holmes and the Wonderland Avenue murders. Shannon's suddenly very interested. I've hit a nerve, but I doubt it's the porn angle. Most girls aren't that interested in pornography, and though Shannon is quite sexy, she dresses to cover it. A black leather jacket, long sleeve, dark blue cardigan sweater shrouding any cleavage from her black t-shirt, black pants with racing stripes, and black and white creepers. After 4 years of interviewing porn stars, I can tell there's nothing remotely stripper or sex worker about her. She even folds her arms over her breasts so I can't tell how big they are. She flaunts nothing. On the other hand, I've also found most girls aren't interested in murder, so I doubt it's that. I can't figure out what's grabbed her. Yeah, I tell her, I'm really liking the porn book. I mean, porn itself is kind of boring, but the story of the porn industry is really interesting. Giving her my standard defensive pitch about the book instead of the real reason, to hang out with people who fuck, so I can figure out why I had sex with all those girls, so I can finally understand what sex is really about. But that's my secret. What were the Wonderland Avenue murders? She asked, completely indifferent to my lame justifications. So it is the murders that got her. Okay, I feel like I'm on surer ground. The Wonderland Avenue murders were the basis of the film Boogie Nights. Remember when they go and rob the rich coke dealer and his Chinese houseboy keeps lighting off firecrackers? Oh yeah, Alfred Molino in his Speedo underwear listening to mixed tapes, Shannon grins, and when she does, her whole face beams. Talk about cute. Well, the part played by Mark Wahlberg, the main character, Dirk Diggler, was loosely based on John Holmes, the real-life porn star I start to stay, but it's no use. She's got the giggles. She can't stop laughing. She's trying to listen, but I can see it's hard to compete with the image of Alfred Molino in Speedo underwear dancing to Rick Springfield's Jesse's Girl. There's a sizable crowd milling outside the bookstore, and I'm interrupted by various fans asking me to sign their books, while Shannon talks to no one. She's comfortable being by herself, maybe too comfortable, like she's always been on her own. Even though she tells me she lives just a few blocks away, she doesn't know a soul at the reading. No, hi, hey, how you doing? No, sorry, I've been meaning to call you. No recognition of anyone. She just stands a few feet away from me, smoking, aloof, waiting to resume our scattered conversation. When we do, I'm stunned by her confession. I saw you read in New York at the Continental with Wayne Kramer from the MC5 when the paperback came out. Really? I asked, not believing her, because surely I would have remembered. You signed a book for me downstairs by the bathrooms. I asked you if you knew where Johnny Thunders was buried. You said, there's Walter Lure and Joey Ramone. Let's go ask them. I remember you, I tell her. It's true, I do remember her. You do not, she contradicts me. When she snuck up behind me by the bathrooms downstairs at the Continental, she vanished before I had a chance to talk to her. I was so bummed out I walked the 3 blocks to my apartment on St. Mark's Place in Manhattan's East Village and went to bed. 300 fans to choose from, and this one tantalizing specter swiped the moment and disappeared into the night. I turned around and you were gone. How come you ran away, I asked. Because when you asked where Johnny Thunders was buried, you said, there's Joey Ramone and Walter Lure, let's ask them. And I didn't want to bother them, she laughs, nervous and embarrassed. I didn't want to come across like some stupid fan. The way she says it makes it sound like the worst thing in the world. You know, I was so bummed that night after you ran away. I left and went home, alone, I try to tell her. You did not, she sneers hard and dismissive. I did too. She makes a face, disgusted that I try to get one over on her. She looks straight at me with eyes that say, don't try to bullshit me, ever. I'm finally telling the truth that she doesn't believe a word I'm saying. Since there's nothing I can say that will convince her otherwise, I drop it, even though it's all true. I remember Jillian was wearing these killer black leather pants, she smirks, and I was so jealous. Well, why didn't you just hit her over the head with a rock and take them, I ask. She laughs, and for a moment she looks straight in my eyes, and I see she's scrutinizing me. Her eyes see everything. They dart, stop, stare, absorb, remember, and then move on. When they bother to linger, she's casing me, sizing me up, waiting for me to say something stupid or disappointing, or worse, boring, so she can move on. It's the same thing I do, and it's very curious to be on the receiving end of it for a change. But she's better at it than me. I have a tendency to stare. I'm obvious. She's so smooth, her face never betrays all the calculations tallying up behind those big, beautiful brown eyes. In fact, her entire face is disciplined in not reacting. She possesses a sophisticated coolness that only true sociopaths are born with, and mere mortals only master after navigating the most savage nightmares. The rest of the punk fans gathering outside Fallout Records and books look like innocent children in comparison. Then it clicks. Of course, Shannon's a predator, just like me. Nothing escapes her. She evaluates all threat, competition, ulterior motive, opportunity, and advantage in an instant with flawless detachment, not 1 inch of her divulging her expertise. Just those darting eyes. Shannon McNamara. They don't look Irish. Maybe Italian, or Jewish, or Asian, or Mexican, or Native American? What exotic mix went into the pot that cooked up this beauty? Where does she come from? What's her story? Who is this girl? Before I can find out, she's running away again. My back is to her. I'm signing another book for some kid. When I turn around, I see her skipping away. Where are you going? I called to her. To get a Coke. You want one? She says. No, thanks. Are you coming back? Yeah, she answers, but I don't believe her. I won't start the reading until you get back, I call after her, but she's off down the hill to buy her Coca-Cola. I stand outside the store, shaking hands, signing books, trying to be friendly, and stall for time.